What's going on, YouTube? I'm back again, motherfuckers. This is TimHyped.
Bitches.
This is part 2 of 2 with the 2-2. Alright. So yeah, once again, I'm TimHyped with my guest.
BWH.
NexusProdgy.
So in the first video you saw, we was talking about Inception and Interstellar. I mentioned it, but guess what, folks? You're about to get Christopher Nolanized Interstellar version, bitches. Alright? So, I mentioned earlier, I did not watch the film. I'm going to be basically the guy getting reviewed on and stuff like that. I'm going to be asking some questions. You know, you already know me. I'm going to be in and out of the conversation, talking about some random shit. So, this is going to be another long video. Right now I'm uploading the video of Inception, and it's going to take about a day's worth on YouTube because I'm recording this on my webcam, because YouTube webcam is a failure. Just record on your GoPro.
YouTube has failed this city.
Yes, get the bow and arrow, Bruce Wayne. Oh, I meant I meant Oliver. All right, so let's get this party started, like the Black Eyed Peas said. Interstellar, another Christopher Nolan film that came about, what, 2 years ago? A year ago, I'll say?
Yeah, a year ago.
About a year ago.
November, I want to say.
Alright, so we all know Christopher Nolan and his mastery of filmmaking and money that flocks in.
Especially in the sci-fi world.
Yeah, he should own sci-fi, right?
He should. They should just sign over the rights to Christopher Nolan and say, you do whatever the hell you want.
He will probably make the best Sharknado there is.
The movie Sharknado was created for the sole purpose of explaining how Aquaman is going to make his entrance in Batman vs. Superman.
Oh my goodness. But so yes, I already know who's the cast, you know, some of the cast members and stuff like that. I spoke with my castmates over here, Big White Honky and Nexus. If you hear me saying a random name, because that's their actual name, so if I don't say their YouTube name, just understand I'm saying their real names. And Twitter and YouTube are their YouTube names. So you need to follow them and subscribe and like and favorite and retweet and reply. Alright. So Interstellar, guys, whoever wants to break it down first, break it down like an earthquake.
Alright, so Interstellar stars Matthew McConaughey as Cooper, Jessica Chastain as Cooper's daughter, Anne Hathaway as Brand, and Bill Irwin as a lovable robot. And that's really what you need to know.
Yeah. And John Lithgow as Cooper's father. Or
Donald.
Yeah, Donald.
Donald Trump? Don't vote for him.
Oh,
No, not that faggot.
So, from what I know, the trailers and stuff like that he's an astronaut and he has to do something, and I know his daughter doesn't want him to go because she knows she will not see him again and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the beginning of the movie, you know, takes place, you know, they're on their farm and they're working the cornfield, and corn is pretty much the only surviving crop left on Earth for people to eat. Okra's died out, tomatoes have died out, everything's died out, and so him and his daughter come across some sort of gravity anomaly in her bedroom, which she at first thinks is a ghost, and the gravity anomaly is sending out Morse code, so they followed the Morse code to NASA, which has been since disbanded by society because it wasn't helping them, but they realized that they needed the help of NASA so they could look for other worlds. And they're sitting there talking to Matthew McConaughey and say, you know, hey, we found a wormhole and it can take us to other worlds, and we've sent people there to scout those worlds for us.
We have 3 possible worlds that are habitable.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
he has to convince his daughter to let him go. And the whole thing is a race of time because, let's say, 1 hour on another planet over there is 7 years back here.
Yeah.
What?
Crazy.
Damn. That's something.
Mm-hmm. And his daughter is completely avid about him not going because she honestly thinks that he will never come back. So, yeah, the movie it sets up the premise of the movie very well. You know, it's a very interesting look on how in the future humanity isn't fighting aliens or some other, you know, typical sci-fi space story that you'd see, you know, like Prometheus or Alien or
Signs with Mel Gibson,
something like that.
War of the Worlds. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds very interesting, and it sounds like a serious role for Matthew McConaughey because he's the type of actor. If you look at it, his resume, he has up and down films.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he's always been an average actor playing in good films or bad films.
Yeah,
but
like
this movie, it oh my god, he plays such an excellent role.
This and True Detective helped him win that Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know the movie Mud, he was in. I heard great reviews about that film and stuff.
Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
Dallas Buyers Club? That's with Jared Leto. Oh, who's Jared Leto? The Joker. But
gonna kill you.
Really, really bad.
Really bad.
Anne Hathaway, we all know she's the same as well. She has up and down. The movie, if you mention Anne Hathaway, the first thing you're gonna say is The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Les Miserables. That
Really?
French movie.
Really, that movie with all those actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
And then she also played Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Yeah. A little silly.
I was thinking, I was like, man, she was in a Dark Knight movie, but I can't remember which one.
She's a pretty face.
Yeah, she is fuckable. All right, YouTube. Let's just say that. All right, she can get the ding. She could get the ding dong, schlong.
I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating hot dogs.
You know, I thought Michael Caine was in this film, right?
Yes, because he plays Anne Hathaway's father in the movie.
Oh wow! So and you also had John Lithgow too.
Yeah, he played on Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, he was also in Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
He was a serial killer. I liked him as the Trinity. Yeah, I love that show. You see, I talk about that show all day. But damn, this is a huge cast.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cast, and there's a couple, B-rate actors as well, but.
Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Topher Grace. Topher. Wait, the guy from That 70s Show.
Yeah.
He was in it.
Yeah, he plays like
the daughter's boyfriend.
Yeah. Like way later in the movie.
She grew up because I know she was young. I was about to say, dude, that's kind of pedo bear.
Yeah, they have like 4 actresses that play her in the movie.
So should we run down what kind of happens and then?
Yeah, please, because. All right, so let's. You know what? I'm the type of guy. You know how people say if you read the end of a book, you'll know how the book will be overall. Mm-hmm. So, do that for me if you can. Like, just explain explain like the end, and then we'll talk about the beginning and middle. I wanna.
Well, you kind of need the You kind of need the middle to get to the end.
Yeah.
Oh, you bastards! All right.
This movie sets up so much that
The
all
ending is
comes
the big
together at
payoff.
the very end of the movie.
All right. So yeah, whoever wants to go
Okay.
first, go on ahead, man. I'm all ears.
Yeah, go ahead. Take it from where I left off, Javi.
Yeah, I want you to explain the ending because I think you have the better.
No, explain. No,
Interpretation
explain
of
like the movie actually. Like save the
Yeah.
ending for the ending.
Okay, so after he finally leaves his family
Mm-hmm.
and flies off into space into the wormhole, they go to the first planet where there's a beacon,
Mhm.
and it's a planet just full of water. And when
Okay.
they land on this planet, it's 7 years is 1 hour. So they're like, let's try to get here and out as fast as possible. They leave one man up in one spacecraft, basically like a Thales, like the space stations.
Mhm.
They have a spacecraft like that, and one of them is to get in and out of orbit, and one of them's the deep space travel. So they'll leave one guy in that ship, and then the rest go down to the water planet. When they get there, they find the wreckage of the first ship, and it just turns out the beacon just got turned on when it wrecked.
Oh.
And then they're like, it's only like 3 feet of water, and they start walking. And then they look, and they think they see mountains, but in reality, it's about like a 300-foot wave coming at them.
Yeah.
And they're like they're like a good distance away from the ship. And they all start running to the ship, and only I want to say two make it back. 2 or 3 make it back, and one of them gets stranded out into the water and drowns. And their ship powers down. They wait there for about 3 hours. So when they go back to the space station, the member that was there said he was waiting for over 20 years, and he's aged a long time, and he studied the black hole near them.
All right. So right now we're in 2015, right? And
Yeah.
if this was like for real, like a real, real life, so basically it would be 2022. Because you're going out there, and then it's 7 years here.
Every hour on that one planet,
Yeah.
What
and
the?
they get stuck on there for like 2 or 3 hours
What the
before
fuck?
they can get back up.
Yeah, because those huge waves make it so they can't use their plane or their ship to get back to the space station. Their spacecraft to get back to the spaceship.
Wow. All right, now, damn, son. Shit already
Yeah.
gets me. Shit already makes me want to watch the movie. That's crazy.
Yeah,
All right.
it's really good. And then after that, they're sitting there talking about what they can do because they don't have very much fuel left. So they're sitting there talking about which of the next 2 planets to go to, which is Haraway, which is Dr. Brand, Anne Hathaway's lover in the movie. She's in love with him, and he went to one planet, and Dr. Mann, the brightest science astronaut or scientist and astronaut that the NASA had, was on another planet, and they completely disregard her logic to go to Haraway's planet because she was in love with him. So they decided to go to Mann's planet, which Mann is Matt Damon in the movie.
Wait, Matt Damon's in the movie?
Yeah, he's in the movie.
Because he has a movie coming out called The Martian.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Damn.
It's gonna be spectacular.
Damn, this movie got a lot of actors and actresses, man.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Christopher Nolan. Alright, so Matt Damon is in there and stuff. And he does his thing. Alright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they land on the planet, and they wake him up, and he tells them that he surveyed the planet as much as he could, exhausting all of his food, and that eventually he just had to put himself to sleep. And, anything you want to add, Javi?
Oh yeah, the planet's like kind of like coldish. It's kind of like frozen oxygen and all these different gases, and you never really see the ground. You just kind of see these frozen chunks of stuff. Like when they first come and it looks like they're gonna fly through a cloud, they hit it and they break a piece off like it's rock. So that's how messed up this planet is.
Yeah, like giant surface caves.
Mm-hmm. And, right, so Matt Damon says, well, we should just head back home because there's no point of doing this. He just wants to get back to Earth. And he tells one of the crew members, not the girl, but the other guy, to fix his robot. Because they have these weird robots that can talk and have consciousness and stuff. They have one of the guys fix it. Well, he has Cooper and Matt Damon's character, Dr. Mann, go and explore. When they go and explore, Dr. Mann reveals his true thing, where this planet's not habitable. He just was a coward and turned on the switch so he can be rescued. And he basically fights Matthew McConaughey, breaks his breather, so he'll breathe in the toxic air and say that, oh, he fell to his death, and leave.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, you see Cooper, and he's struggling to breathe, and he's just thinking about his daughter. And he calls Anna Hathaway's character to come get him, and they get picked up, and all the other guys working on the robot, the whole base blows up. And Dr. Mann escapes in one ship, and they're in another, racing to get to the top space station to fly through space. Okay, so this is where the tension builds up the most.
Damn.
So,
fucking Matt Damon being a badass. Never would have seen that one. Alright.
So Matt Damon gets to the spacecraft first, but there's a certain way you have to dock it, or else it won't let you get inside of it. So he doesn't dock it right, and they try to warn him, saying, you have to dock it right, and then he starts telling him he's not doing this for him, he's doing this for all mankind. When he tries to open the door, it all blows up. A part of that, the main spaceship blows up, and Matt Damon's character gets thrown into space. Without a breather, and it sends the ship spinning and going to crash into the planet. And they're just in the ship looking at it, and Matthew McConaughey character's like, what do we do? And he thinks of this quick plan, and he goes and catches up with it. It's going at the same speed of it, but the thing is spinning at the same time, so he kind of has one of the robots calculate the rate it's spinning and spins the ship at the same rate, so they kind of look like they're not moving, and try to dock it like that. And the whole time you have this tense music that's just building up and getting louder and louder.
Oh, I know Christopher Nolan and his music is phenomenal.
Scores in his films.
So they end up docking it like in a miracle scene. Like, honestly, if you were to watch that scene, I was at the edge of my seat in theaters. Like, how the hell is he gonna do this? And in so doing that, they dock it, and they keep the ship, but they wasted almost all of their fuel.
Mm-hmm.
So they only have one choice. And that's to go around the black hole that's near them.
What?
Yeah, there's this giant black hole that's near them, and they're gonna use its gravitational pull and slingshot around to go to the next planet.
Nah. Alright, because we all know how black holes work, but that...
But like the way, and the black hole, in this black hole is, in the movie they got physics, did math, and the black hole you see in this movie is the most accurate black hole anybody has ever seen in the history of man.
Mm-hmm.
For a movie,
it
took a movie budget. It took a movie budget to finally see what a black hole looks like, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Alright, Hunky, you could take the rest of this.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, man. It doesn't look anything like what we actually perceive as a black hole. It looks like a giant imploded star. It's really cool. And, while they're slingshotting around to go to the next planet, Matthew McConaughey says, we should send a probe in there to scout the black hole. That way they can send information about how gravity anomalies work back to Earth so that they can be able to lift the space station off the ground. Because during that scene, we also find out that back on Earth, Michael Caine's character was completely lying about his equations on how to get Plan A, or what was it, Plan B? I think it was Plan A.
Yeah.
But Plan B up into space, which is giant space stations for humans to live on after the blight takes over, or the famine takes over Earth, and his daughter ends up becoming a scientist, and she's working with Michael Caine, and she's like, well, you've been lying to us this entire time. And he says, he quotes some passage from some book, I can't remember the book's name, but then it switches back to Matthew McConaughey, and they're sitting there talking to TARS, voiced by Bill Irwin, and they're going to send him in as a probe, to scout all the economic readings and then send it back to Earth. And so they send him off, and then as they're about ready to start doing their slingshot around the black hole, Matthew McConaughey breaks off from them as well and goes into the black hole because there's not enough supplies for both him and Anne Hathaway to survive. So he gets caught in the black hole, and you can see time and space just completely distort while he's in it. And then he ends up in an area which is it's kind of hard to explain. It's not really it's space-time, not really space nor time, but space-time.
It's like fifth dimensional beings talking to us fourth dimensional beings.
Yeah, but they're not really talking. It's more like they're moving everything around, trying to get everything in place so he can get this message and save the human race. And everything he does in that one scene coincides with the very beginning of the movie with his daughter's ghost.
What?
Yeah, because in the beginning of the movie, the supposed ghost or gravity anomaly in the room is, moving books around, sending out these little messages in Morse code and all that. And that's exactly what Matthew McConaughey does in that scene, is he's sending out messages. And then he gets back in touch while he's in the anomaly with TARS. And TARS, him sitting there talking, and he's like, well, we've got, how can we get this message about, what you studied about the black hole? And he says, well, we can send it through Morse code, or, what was that? Yeah, Morse code. And so he sends it through her wristwatch that Matthew McConaughey gave her before he left. And she's sitting there arguing with her brother about them not wanting to be on the farm anymore because her brother in the film stayed to be a farmer, take up her father's work, to help provide for humanity. And his children are becoming sick because of the plague that's on the crops. The dust is getting in their lungs and it's really harming them. And she's trying to convince them that they need to leave and come to the factory and live underground with them. And this is where she has the epiphany, because she's sitting there looking at everything that's going on, and she's starting to remember everything that happened in her past, with the books and the Morse code. And she realizes that it's Matthew McConaughey that's doing it. It's her father. And she looks at all of her old things, and then she looks at the watch, and she sees that the watch is emitting this Morse code through its little minute hand or second hand. So she runs out, and she's like, Dad was telling us all along, this is exactly what we need to do. And then the fifth dimension that Matthew McConaughey is in the movie, it kind of closes out. And then it's kind of hard to explain the next scene. Do you think you can explain it, Javi? Because I can't really explain that next scene.
Okay, so after he admits the Morse code, like basically the fifth dimension is closing and basically kind of self-destructing.
Yeah.
And then it spits him out, the black hole spits him out the other side of the galaxy, where the ship where all the humans are at, going to the next planet are at, and they still happen to pick him up. He wakes up, and he's in this high-tech hospital, and he's like, where am I? And the doctors are all, it's alright, you're doing good for 130-something years old.
What?
Yeah. Because when they went around the black hole, it was like 20 years or something like that. And then while he was in the black hole, it was another something years.
Yo.
So and then he looks outside the window, and you just see these kids playing baseball, and they hit a home run, and instead of the ball going out far, it goes straight up in the air and hits the house above them. Because the place where they're in, it's all defying gravity, and it's basically a big circle.
Yeah, like
a big shift like that.
Dude, this fucking movie, man.
Yeah, it's insane, man.
And I can only rent it on my TV, right? And I saw the rating. They gave it 3 stars out of 4. I'm like, that's kind of fucked up because this movie is fucking interesting and intrigues me. Like, I have to watch it, but it's just, you guys explaining it so thoroughly, crystal clear and stuff.
Yeah.
The very end of the movie is like kind of like the weirdest part. So basically, when he wakes up, he finds out that his daughter is coming to the station. The station is called Cooper Station, named after them. And he goes and sees his daughter at her deathbed, and she's 100 years old with her family. And she's finally let go and says goodbye. And she says, "Go find the girl." And next thing you see Anne Hathaway's character, and it's only been like maybe 45 minutes to her. But it's in reality, she's 130-something years old, like Matthew McConaughey's character.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
And she gets to the station, and she finds out that that planet where the man she loved was, he had just died, but the planet is inhabitable. It has oxygen, it has water, it has soil. So, and then the very last scene is Cooper going to that planet, and that's how they end the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty spectacular.
Damn, man, fucking shit is fucking with my head. Like, this shit is crazy.
Hey Tim, check the Skype messages. I sent you the picture.
Yeah, I saw
the black hole and the dimension.
It's just that whatchamacallit, it's the years passing by that's really getting me.
It's the theory of relativity. They had physicist Kip Thorne work on this movie, and he helped Nolan do all the science. So most of the science is based on real life theories and stuff.
Yeah.
Like if planets were, oh man. I know you guys gave this shit like 9.5 stars.
No, I gave it a perfect score.
Yeah, I gave
it a 10.
Too. A lot of the people, in my opinion, who gave the movie a lower score are probably the people who really don't understand the
concept,
the dynamics of theories of science in general, the theories of relativity, and everything that we've learned over the last like 50 to 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
They'd probably have to just go and just read up a little bit on it, just saying, oh, okay, well, I understand how that works, and then they come back and then they finally understand what makes it so good, because it encompasses so many truths, but it's such a sci-fi fantasy movie that it stays within the laws and the lines of what is fact and what is fiction. And that's what makes the movie so great.
I gotta watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I think I'm probably gonna watch it back to back or something. But damn, years just passed when it was just minutes and hours. Shit.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man.
Christopher Nolan, man. I said it before. He gets you thinking.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
So I'm on IMDb right now and looking at the trivia. But on that first planet, a single second would be about 1.5 days in Earth time.
Nah.
So 1 second on that planet is 1.5 days on Earth. So think about it.
That's 36 hours, man. 36 hours. What the
crazy.
What the fuck?
So
Trivia.
Dude. Oh, man. Shit, Christopher Nolan. I think you should make another movie, man.
He definitely should, man. I'd love to see him make another sci-fi movie.
It's just... It's gonna take a while, man, because he always... He's like, he has to top his own movies. That's how I think of it. You know, like if you look at the movies he made, like he did Batman Begins, right? Mm-hmm. Then he did The Dark Knight. Then he did Inception. Then The Dark Knight Rises, and then Interstellar. Like, those are all good movies. But yeah, I'm gonna watch this film.
You know what I just noticed?
Yeah.
I'm looking at Christopher Nolan on IMDb, and he looks kind of like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like an older version of Leonardo DiCaprio.
5%. It's on the other video on YouTube.
Yeah, he also did the Prestige as well. Another great movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what, 2008, right? 2009.
2008, yeah. No, 2006.
Oh.
The next thing he's doing is a documentary called Quay.
Quay?
Quay.
What's
documentary short.
It's a documentary. Alright.
It has a 9.1 right now. It says it's 9 minutes. This short documentary film reveals the inner workings of the Warner Brothers studio.
Oh, so we'll actually get some background on how fantastic they get the writers and shit.
It's pretty cool.
Did you guys like Memento or Following?
I haven't seen either one.
Wait, Following or Following?
No, just Following.
That's a movie, right?
Yeah.
It sounds so familiar.
I've never heard of it.
Memento.
Wait, what?
Memento is with what's this guy that was in Iron Man 3?
Guy Pearce?
Yeah, Guy Pearce. Yeah, he yeah. He directed that film?
Yeah.
Wow. Shit.
And he wrote it.
Damn.
We just found out that Nolan wrote Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Really?
Story. Yeah, it says Man of Steel. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that was more Goyer than anything.
Yeah, and he's an executive producer for Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Oh man, I know when they were filming. Yeah. I know he was behind the scenes, seeing Zack Snyder direct. I know he was saying something like, "Hey, I think you should do it this way." Probably not, but
yeah, maybe.
You know, it would be funny if Christian Bale did like a little cameo.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be so funny.
Would Christian Bale be a hot dog vendor or something?
And then he just says, "What you want? You want mustard? Where is she?
Where is she?
Where's my tip?
Rachel, get the guy some mustard." Oh man.
But yeah. So, what did you think about all the actors in the movie, Avi?
I thought they all did a phenomenal job, especially the girl Murphy. I thought that was a really good child actor.
I thought she was pretty good, and I don't know much about the acting for the older Murphy, like the Granny Murphy, because
I don't know either.
In the movie for like 3 minutes. But I thought the adult Murphy played a pretty good part as well.
Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, she really brought the the impact and emotion to her character. She really made it convincing.
Yeah.
I gotta watch
She's
this
a really
film.
good actress.
I gotta watch this film some way, somehow, like legit HD and everything. Because
I know there's a couple. They have a couple of the ending. They have like the whole end of the movie on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I mean
the
the
whole
ending.
movie on YouTube.
The ending. If I watch the ending, I'm gonna be like, oh, shit. But it's just how like. I think I want to watch the whole film now. Like, I understand why you guys said we can't tell you the ending because you're not gonna understand it, and then you guys also mentioned the music around the black hole and all that shit. Like, got Matt Damon.
Yeah, acting as like a crazy motherfucker.
Oh, man. Damn. But 3 stars? Really? On TV rating? Come on.
Yeah, I don't understand why. It was such a spectacular movie. But I will admit, I did find a little bit of fault in the last part of the third act.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. I mean, it's hard to explain, but how they tried to incorporate the whole love, the idea of love being able to transcend time and space, I didn't like that. I mean, yeah, I can understand. Yeah, you feel love for someone who's like 500 miles away or something like that, but to transcend space-time itself, I don't really buy that, but I consider that a small quirk in the movie, something I can just, kind of just look over and disregard, because the movie was exceptional. And I think I'm going to watch the movie again when we're done with this.
You compare this movie to Gravity. Oh man, Gravity compared to this.
Gravity would be, I'd say, a 4 out of 10. I hated Gravity. It was such a bad movie.
I never watched Gravity.
I didn't see what the big deal about Gravity was. They're astronauts. There's an accident. They're stranded. I don't know. They're stranded outside Earth. There's nothing really on the line except their lives. What's the real tension?
Yeah.
What's the real tension? They got 3.5 stars. That's what. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's Sandra Bullock and George Clooney.
A racist? George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. She's past her prime.
Her best film was Speed. George Clooney's worst film, Batman.
Yeah, definitely Batman. Oh, actually, no, I'd probably have to say Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland.
With Alan Page.
Yeah, the movie Tomorrowland had some really good special effects.
Oh, a Disney film. Yeah, Disney could always go wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But shit. Okay, Christopher Nolan, Anne Hathaway, Matthew McConaughey. You guys, everyone is gonna make me watch this film one way or another. I'm gonna watch this film and I'm going to review it and basically just scream like what the fuck I liked and shit. Look at that, it's a short film. It's a short video, we're about to go towards 40 minutes. The last film was about 47 minutes, 50 minutes. So these recordings are long, but you guys are actually giving this some views, man, and I gotta congratulate you guys because you're taking a long time out of your life. This is basically you're watching 2 sitcoms. If you think about it, this is commercial free, especially. But
for the moment, we'll put commercials on them sometime later.
Don't skip the ads. Skip the ads.
That's right. Install ad blocker. No, don't. Actually, I don't promote ad block.
Oh man, but YouTube, Interstellar. I never watched it. I'm gonna give it a 9, I'm gonna give it a 9.5, 10 from a review from what these guys explained to me, man. Like, I'm sitting back and on a metal chair and I'm just hearing this, and in my mind I'm just picturing what they're saying. If you can do that, your imagination can be anything, literally. All right, just like I'm just gonna say that, you know. But I'm TimHyped. Once again, this is another podcast review with my friends.
Big White Honky.
NexusProdgy. Wubba lubba dub dub.
What up, my glib glibs?
You guys gotta subscribe, man. Subscribe to these guys on YouTube. You know, follow them on Twitter. You know, I will leave a subscription stuff, and I'm gonna leave everything down below. All right. So yes, once again, I'm TimHyped. We will have tomorrow is another video. We're gonna be doing all Christopher Nolan. We're gonna be talking about Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises. So yes, this is Nolan's weekend, and more videos will be coming out soon. Except Javi bitch ass want to do football, but other than that, we're out of here.